Okay, so for this video, we are going to be unboxing today the Marvel Legends. This is the Build-A-Figure Bonebreaker. It's going to be, there's Bonebreaker there. It's going to be Marvel's Siryn from the X-Men. So you can see her here. There's that part, and there's that part, and you can see the top has the X-Men logo, and it says Build-A-Figure Bonebreaker there. You want to see the bottom? There's all the legal jargon, and if you want to cue the UPC and take a look at the back, you can see Wolverine, which I already have that one. He doesn't come with a piece. There's Siryn, there's Havoc, there's Vulcan, there's Maggot, there's, I do believe, yep, that's Darwin, and there's Sabretooth. And as you can see, Siryn comes with piece number 1, which is one side of the track on the tank. And if we want to look at the top here, it says Marvel Legends Marvel Siryn. Inheriting her mutant sonic scream from her father Banshee and raised by her criminal uncle Black Tom Cassidy, Teresa Cassidy forges her own heroic path with X Factor as Siryn. So, Siryn is a member of X Factor. Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? Unbox it and get it open and see what we got. So, I'm going to cut down here. I guess this one goes this way. Does it? Get it there. And we'll get that one there. Take that out. Get rid of that. See the background of that. Get rid of it. Get rid of that. And that. And there is the track side to Bonebreaker. As you can see, the tracks don't really move. So when it's all put together, he's basically just stationary like that. So that's that piece. And so there's Siryn. Let's take out her other hands. They're going to come out. There they are. Get rid of that. So, tape there. I'll just set her down so you can see the other hand. So there's that hand. You're going to see it this way. There it is there. And there's that hand. Alright, and here's Siryn. So, she's got a really it's a vinyl wingspan cape, is what it looks like. So I have that. Man, it really needs to be turned around there. Okay. Alright, that's about like it. Okay, and alright, let's take a look here. So her head, there's it down there, and not much room to look up because of the hair, the molded hair being in the way, which I have to say, by the way, is not really that great. I mean, it's really funky molded that way, and plus you can see she has 2 holes in her back for some strange reason. Must be the body mold that she was made from. But downward's pretty nice. Front and back. She has full head swivel though, but the hair gets in the way from her looking up. So for anybody that buys this, they might want to try modding it somehow. I don't know. I don't particularly do it myself because I don't like destroying the integrity of what the figure really looks like to begin with. But for those that do it, more power to you. I'm not that brave. So we have T-pose as that, and she can go about that far up. Of course, because of the wings, well, you do get to full swivel on the shoulder, or on the, you know, the in between the shoulder and the arm. It's clearly it can go all the way around, but I'm not going to because of the wingspan cape. And She does have the pinless joints in her, so she gets the full range, so she can punch herself in her elbow. And that was as far as that one goes. So let's see. This one, that's as far as that one goes. So it's pretty well full range of the elbow. And she has the back and forth articulation on the fist hands. Let's see, leg, that's as far as she can get down there. And we go out here. It's about full range. Let's see. And it's also pinless knee joints too, so that's as far as you get there. And that's as far as you get there. So let's see, we have the hip socket, or if you want to call it the calf socket, is all the way around. That's no problem there. Let's see, anything. Yeah, the boots are a separate piece that looks like they were pulled up and glued on. So no calf articulation, or no ankle articulation, I'm sorry. But we do have the ankle socket at the foot is good, back and forth, and around is pretty well. So that's the good news on that. But no articulation at the boot. So let's take a look at her with the other hand. So we put this hand on. And yes, the cape will come off if you want to store it that way. But it only comes off at the... Okay, now I understand. That's why the two holes are in the back. She is connected that way. So apparently up in here or here is where the cape is connected. But if you want to, like, just make her without the cape on, you can do it that way by just, I guess, cutting the cape off if that's what you're into. But like I said, I'm not that brave to try and ruin the original integrity of the figure, but whatever, to each his own. So we have the look with the fist and the one open hand on this hand. Compose her like that. So there's that. If you want to go that way, so we put the other fist back on, and you can see it with the fist, the open hand on the other wrist. Let me put the fist back in there. Okay, so we take the fist out, and we'll put the open hand in this one. So get it through the cape, and then the open hand. And there's that. So you can have Siryn that way. Get a better look. So there's that way. And then, for the look that I didn't do to begin with, but I will now, there she is with both open hands. So, if you don't want her to have the fist, you can somehow, in your display, make her look like she's flying with her sonic vibration power. You can have both the open fist and have her go like this. So there she is like that, and you can have the legs up and out. That's a pretty good way there. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay. That's the only articulation there is up at the upper torso, not at the lower torso. So, if you want her to be like flying, that's the only way you can get her to look up, by putting the torso up a little bit and then having it like that. So there's a pose like that. So that is Siryn. It's a nice figure. I do deduct a couple of points because of the fact of her head and the way the hair's molded. You cannot get her to look up very far. She does have good range motion looking down, but looking up is limited to right there. So it would have, if it would have been, that probably would have been a solid, I'm going to say 9 or 9.5 figure, but because of the head being, it's going to knock out a couple of points. So it's going to be 7.5 or an 8. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. You let me know what you think. If you got this figure, does the fact that the hair mold keeps the head from swiveling up, looking up, does that bother you too? Comment down below, and if you like the video, hit that thumb button, and if you want to subscribe, hit that button on the other side. Thanks. Oops. Hang on. All right. Put it there. My bad. But there it is. Okay. Bye.